This is music. This is the return of the first impression videos. That's right, they're back. I spent a couple of months just going back and listening to old favorites and I guess getting reacquainted with things I had in my collection. I like doing that every now and then. I also like exploring new music, and if you've watched some of my haul/update videos, you will know that towards the end of 2021 and in the beginning of this year, 2022, I picked up a lot of Blind Buy CDs. I finally got around to listening to them, so that means the first impression videos are back. And let's just get to it. Up first, Addictive's Kick 'Em Hard. This is a dive bomb release, so it actually has 2 albums on it. Pity of Man from 89 and Kick 'Em Hard from 93. And you'd be forgiven for expecting this to be crossover thrash based on the cover artwork. But as the hype sticker says, yeah, a cult Aussie thrash metal, but they compare Addictive to Metallica, Slayer, Creator, and Sodom, and it is more in the vein of traditional thrash metal than crossover thrash. One thing that surprised me a lot is that how melodic this is. It's not power thrash or mellow thrash or anything like that. It is fast, it is aggressive, it has your mush friendly mid-paced sections, it has your fast drum beats, aggressive picking, all that good stuff. They just injected a lot of cool melodic parts, which I really appreciate, into their style, especially on Kick 'Em Hard. Pity of Man is a bit more raw sounding, but it also has this kind of melodic feel to it. So it's actually great thrash metal for my money. Kick 'Em Hard is a tad better to me than Pity of Man, but they're both good. It's interesting because the one artist that I think of is not mentioned on the hype sticker, and that's Megadeth. And I think it's because of the vocals. The vocalist has a slightly Dave Mustaine-ish kind of quality to his voice. But it's really, really good. Melodic, kind of almost technical, but not quite. Fast, yet accessible and catchy thrash metal. If you like your thrash metal and you don't know these guys, I think you should pick this dive bomb release up. I think you will enjoy it. More thrash metal, and this is a cheat. That's not at all a first impression, but it's Agonize and their collection of their demos. And I'm very familiar with the demos, but I figured, you know what, I would just mention this one anyways, because it's not that common. I think it was pressed in 1,000 or 2,000 copies. If you like your mildly technical but absolutely fantastic death thrash and you come across one of these, pick it up. It's great stuff. Agonize were an amazing death thrash band. From the world of thrash metal to the world of traditional metal, Alien Force, we meet again. This is just tasty, catchy, melodic, yet, with an edge, traditional 80s sounding heavy metal. And Alien Force were active in the 80s, and then they broke up, and then recently, very recently, they got back together and made an album. So they made at least 2 albums in the 80s. One called Pleasure and Pain, I think. I do have it on vinyl. And the other one is called Hell and High Water. Hell and High Water was reissued not too long ago on Alien Force, on High Roller Records. Alien Force is the band. On High Roller Records. And Pleasure and Pain was reissued also on vinyl on another label. I don't remember that one. But yeah, traditional 80s metal, catchy, melodic, but with an edge, just all the good stuff that you like from the 80s. And one thing that's very impressive is this many years later, they actually managed to sort of revive the sound they had in the 80s. I think that is actually quite impressive. From traditional metal on to some doom metal, Altar of Oblivion. This one is Seven Spirits. And while we are at it, the Salvation EP. So this is traditional doom metal with an epic feel to it, and also with some elements from just traditional metal. But to my ears, this is bona fide doom metal. It sounds epic. The songs take their time because it's doom metal. That has to be the case, right? The songs are also melancholic. You have lots of layers of guitar melodies and stuff on top of each other, which I appreciate. You have your slow, heavy doom metal parts without being super slow and super heavy. We're not talking funeral doom here, for example. But you also have some kind of mid-tempo, almost up-tempo parts, but it remains melancholic throughout. This is great stuff for my money. I do like me some old school doom metal, and this is almost as good as it gets. Except there's a lot of really good doom metal out there, and this is, of course, part of that body of really good doom metal, I'd say. The vocals might be an acquired taste. Personally, I like his singing style, but I do know that some people find it weird. But if you like your doom metal, you don't know these guys, again, try to pick some of their stuff up. I think you will like it. In particular, if you're into like your Candlemass, your Count Raven, your Beastmaker, maybe While Heaven Wept, things like that. Back to the world of thrash with Antagonist, Damned and Cursed to Life on Earth. And it's an EP. It has 6 tracks on it. And then it has a whole bunch of live tracks as well. They sound a bit rough, the live tracks. And then you have 2 demo tracks as well. So you got 16 tracks in all. There's a song that recurs a couple of times called Dead Priest. So, we know what we're dealing with. This is thrash metal. It's really interesting because it's quite diverse. It is aggressive, it is fast, it is in your face. But it's quite diverse in that some of it is like death thrash, some of it is like technical thrash, some of it is a bit melodic, some of it is like old school, traditional thrash metal. It actually is really good, especially the six first tracks from, I assume, from the EP. Really, really good stuff. I mean, I was floored by how much I enjoyed this. The live tracks are a bit rough, but they're interesting, just as a documentation of what they sounded like live. The demo tracks, cool too. But yeah, if you like your thrash metal, here's another one, Antagonist, to pick up. And the last item I'm going to show you is we're back in the world of dive bomb releases. Apocrypha, Area 54, as it says, US power metal. I think that's a pretty good descriptor, US power metal. So it's not your wimpy power metal. It's your edgy, slightly heavy, ballsy power metal. And I would say that it's not just power metal. There are some things that are borderline thrash metal. The first song, for example, Terror's Holding On To You, that's kind of like a melodic thrash metal song. And then you have the Power Elite, which is almost like hard rock, traditional metal. You have Instrubation, which is almost like a semi-tech, semi-progressive instrumental. There's really, really, really good stuff here. But yeah, US power metal with elements of traditional heavy metal, with elements of thrash metal, with elements of hard rock even. The vocals might be an acquired taste as well. I think Carl Albert a bit when I listen to his vocal styles. He doesn't sound 100% like Carl Albert, but it's in that neighborhood. But really, I was again floored by how much I enjoyed listening to this and how thrashy some of it was. So Area 54 by Apocrypha. Great US power metal. So yeah, this was the first return of the First Impressions videos. I would recommend all of the albums or CDs I showed you. If you like your US power metal, pick up Apocrypha. If you like your thrash metal, pick up Agonize, pick up Addictive, pick up Antagonist. And if you like doom metal, pick up Altar of Oblivion. And traditional metal, pick up Alien Force. It's all good. This was a very good first round of First Impressions to me. Thanks for watching.